And now for something completely different. In episode 65 of the Doofy Doo Talk Through of Shiren the Wanderer. Hey there! Guess where I'm at? Oh wait, you know already because you just read that. You're probably wondering, why is Doofy on floor 50 of Scroll Cave? Well, let me do some purse rummaging and then I will tell you. Let's see what I have. Ooh, an extra trap armband, good. Super trap scroll, remember what that did from the monster barbecue. Got a hunger trap just in case a monster scroll, that will come in handy later on. I think I'm gonna use it pretty soon. Switching staff, very nice. I got a rice ball trap, that's good. Another hide shield and another trap armband. Couple rotten rice balls. I've been living on rotten rice balls for a while, by the way. Ooh, and a real rice ball. Extra Minotaur X. Look at the ginkgo leaves on the floor in this tile set. That's a nice touch. I like it. Another super trap scroll, another super trap scroll, and another monster scroll. Yeah, I'm definitely probably going to use one of those. Slowness trap, a summons trap. Oh yeah, I think I picked up the summons trap just so a monster wouldn't trip it. That has caused a couple of my deaths before in Scroll Cave when a monster steps on a summon trap. I got another trap armband. I am just going to be loaded with trap armbands. Alright, let me get rid of this summons trap. I'm going to throw it. Hopefully it just lands on some water and goes away forever. Oh no. I actually said it. Please. Alright. Oh, a sleep radish. There are no sleepless armbands in this dungeon as far as I know, unless they're in shops. And I have fallen asleep quite a lot over the last few floors. I almost died. Oh god, please. Okay. Sealed it. Oh no, high-powered slime. I started recording this because my Doofy senses were tingling and I felt that I was close to death. But I don't want to die this soon. I want to have time to actually tell you how I got here. Alright. I have a lot of traps though. Let's see. You start to figure out as you get this deep in Scroll Cave which traps are the most useful. And the traps that seal the enemies, yeah, I'll just put down this rotten trap. Make some rotten rice balls. Rotten traps are important because they prevent you starving to death. Because usually you can get 3 or 4 rotten rice balls if you put them in a spot where the monsters have to step on, like I just did. And all the... oh, that is not a good spot for that trap, is it? All of the traps that seal the enemy, so the cursed trap and the unequipped trap, are also... oh no! Sleep radish! You can see how horrible sleep radishes are. Alright, good. Because after they put you to sleep, they start throwing poison herbs at you and decreasing your strength. And if you never wake up, even if another monster doesn't wander around and kill you, the sleep radish can destroy a run all by itself if it drains your strength all the way. So I need to take this thing out as soon as possible. I know I've got some ceiling traps somewhere, so that's probably what I'll... there we go. An equipped trap would be nice, but is it my last one? I hope not. Uh-oh, another big one. Ah, curse trap. Alright, I'll go ahead and use that. Please don't miss. Alright. Oh my gosh, and a slime behind it. Yeah, these last few floors have just been nasty. Sleep radishes and powered up slimes and powered up Lelix. They are really trying to take me out. I guess I could lead these guys over the rotten trap, but how would I even make it back there? Yeah, I'll just turn into rice balls. I knew that Boopa's Cave had 99 floors, but I recently got a guide from Shovel Drums on eBay, and it's the Shiren Perfect Guide. It has kind of an orange border. It has all the monsters in every single bonus dungeon, and I realized, looking at the guide, that Scroll Cave actually has... oh god, look how much damage this thing is doing, even as a rice ball. It's ridiculous. I realized that Scroll Cave had 99 floors, so I thought, you know, I do want to go all the way through Boofa's Cave, but let me see how far I can get in Scroll Cave, just for fun. So I did the trick that I showed you at the end of the Trap God episodes, like 43, I think, where you level up a Rice Baby into a Rice Master in the first few floors. I did that several times and got myself ridiculously over leveled. And then I realized this dungeon is actually really difficult once you get in like the mid 30s. You have a lot of traps, you have a lot of options, but it's a very different experience. It's not as difficult as Phase Final Puzzle, but it's very tactical. It's almost like a whole different game. And I'm actually enjoying myself. So I didn't think I would make it this far because I was just messing around, but I made it to floor 50 and I thought, oh, this is a good spot to start recording. So that's what I'm doing. And I said before, my Doofy senses are tingling. Up until now, I felt pretty good. Oh, there's a sleeping trap. There's Gaibara. You have to ignore Gaibara. He just wanders around, but you don't want to talk to him because he will end the bonus dungeon. So he shows up on every floor. You can actually use him tactically in a corridor. If you're being chased, you can walk around Gaibara and the monsters can't get around him. He won't attack them or anything, but you can just like be in the way. So, yeah. The last few floors, I've been getting fewer and fewer traps. And the rhythm of this dungeon is a little bit like Phase Final Puzzle, but compressed. So you get to a point where you really need to generate some more experience and traps. And you have to use a monster scroll. I was hoping there'd be a big room on this floor, which would be perfect, but nope, no luck. If I hadn't done the Dragon Barbecue episode, there's no way I would have made it this far. Because I had no idea how to use traps until I did that episode. But I am learning a lot about traps, let me tell you that. This is a super nerdy thing to do. It's probably one of the last things you'll do playing Shiren the Wanderer, because I don't think there's any special loot deep in Scroll Cave. It would be cool if there was, but I don't think there is. I've never heard about it. And I know people have done this before. But if you really want to learn how to use traps well on the Trap Armband, this is definitely the perfect way to do it. It actually makes me excited for my deep Bufu's Cave run. I think I'll finally learn how to use meat if I try to get all the way to the bottom of Bufu's Cave. But I'm not going to think about that right now. There's some money in the middle of this stage. I'll never get to it though. Because I can feel myself getting closer and closer to death. And at some point pretty soon here, if I find a big room, I'm going to use one of my monster scrolls. Because I need to use it to generate some more loot and traps and get some experience. I was really over leveled for a long time, but now you can see I'm under leveled a little bit. Well, I'm not under leveled if I was, oh my gosh, 56 damage, look at that. That's a level 3 in Dulu or in Dama or Obama or whatever it's called. Not Obama, I'm sorry. Oh god, was that disrespectful? I think it was. And you can't really power up your equipment to the extent that you could in Phase Final Puzzle, so you're stuck with kind of basic equipment. Everything is doing a ton of damage. I'm going to show you a very cool trick that I mentioned before, because I just really hate this thing. If you have a knockback staff that faces the wall, it will continue to go off. Oh, I only got 3 attacks out of that. This game is pretty brutal. I think I might have another trap somewhere. Could slow it down, I guess. Big landmine, no, that would kill me too. Another big landmine. Unequip would do nothing. Where? Oh, there we go. Got another knockback. So I'm going to do it again. Hopefully this one lasts longer. You can see it keeps getting knocked back. It keeps racking up the multiplier. And it's almost a... Oh yeah. 5,400 experience. Almost a guaranteed kill as long as it doesn't vanish, which it does pretty often. So in order to really be a guaranteed kill, you have to find a natural one that doesn't go away. But I have found one in this dungeon before. Polearm, don't care. Sleeping gas. Another cool thing about this dungeon, I told you it's a lot more tactical. So remember in episode 54? Yeah, I'm not going in that room. High-powered slime. And those army cocks have double speed once they get to that level. Oh my gosh, for gold, no way. I'm getting out of here. In episode 54, whoa, look at the traps in this room. I talked about the perfect mix of critical turns, like you didn't want to play a game where every turn was critical. This game, you can see right now, I had to get this guy down to 1 HP. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna kill him with the Cairo. Heh, that's the first time I've ever killed an enemy with the Cairo, I'm pretty sure. In this bonus dungeon, when you get this deep, the ratio of critical turns to regular turns is pretty high. You really have to think about every single turn you make when you're fighting an enemy, because enemies are so strong now, I can't rely on just sitting there and whacking at it with my axe most of the time. I have to do something to it, use a lot of items or traps. So it's kind of tiring to do that and very slow paced. There's a lot of purse rummaging. So if you're not a huge Shiren nerd, this is probably going to be one of the most boring episodes ever, unless I die in a really hilarious way soon, which I hope doesn't happen. Well, I am going to use a monster. Oh boy, here we go. See, I can't just stand here and go toe-to-toe with this thing, because my shield is pretty weak. I'm going to put this guy to sleep. Hopefully it lasts long enough for me to kill it. Look how brutal this game is. I'm just whacking away at this Renadilla with my axe while it's asleep. So there's a lot of critical turns, a lot of purse rummaging. It's very, very tactical. And that first room I spawned in, you saw the traps. I did not pick them up. You actually want to make use of the natural trap formations in every floor. If the traps are in a good spot, like you can lead monsters over it easily, you don't want to pick it up because it's going to last forever. If you pick it up, it's not going to last forever. So usually my pattern so far has been leave the traps that are useful on the ground, clean out the room of loot and monsters, and then go back and get them before I go to the stairs. And that's been working for me for a while, but I'm slowly running out of traps and items. And this is another floor, looks like, that doesn't have a big room. So at some point I'm just going to get desperate and I'll use the monster scroll in just a little room if I don't find a big room soon. Right now I'm going to milk this dragon for some experience. Oh, something else pretty cool that I realized. If you remember, right after I beat Scroll Cave, I was kind of deriding it, saying how easy it was and making all these nerfs and trying to fix it. And I tried to figure out a way for you to have to wear the trap armband. I was going to make it permanently cursed and unremovable. It turns out, if you try to go this deep in Scroll Cave, it's really not that practical to take off the trap armband most of the time. Because I'm getting so much experience with the trap armband and I'm at such a high level that the experience I get from a monster is not really that significant. You know, right now I'm getting maybe a couple hundred experience from these guys. Maybe 500, I guess. It's in the hundreds. And if I keep the trap armband on, I only get 1 experience. So you saw with that Inbalun false idol monster that I cruelly killed by repeatedly slamming into a wall. I got 5,400 experience fairly quickly with only 2 traps. And that kind of dwarfs what I would get from an enemy. So I still am taking off the trap armband every once in a while, but most of the time I'm leaving it on, and I can imagine at some point I'm just not going to take it off. So naturally, this dungeon is structured in a way that makes it more and more likely that you'll just keep the trap armband on. I really like it. I think they designed this dungeon originally so that I'm blowing up this chicken over and over, desperately trying to get this dragon up to a higher multiplier. Remember, they give you quite a lot of experience. My plan is I'm going to get him all the way up to 20. And then, remember, they still do a lot of damage as a rice ball, as I just found out. So now that he's at 20, I'm just going to lead him over the big landmine. And then he'll be all the way down to 1 HP. Oh, I forgot. That's another thing I learned that I keep forgetting. Once they're at 20, this is another brilliant move by the level designer. I can't believe I'm starting to actually like Scroll Cave. When they're at 20, oh god, I can't lead it across now because then it'll hit me. They don't set off any more traps. They're at the maximum trap level. They can just walk across traps and they won't set them off. So I really should have waited until it was at 19, and then the last trap he hit should have been the big landmine. Now I've got him back down to 17, so if I can just get him onto the Oh, this is not going as smoothly as I hoped. I was gonna do all this to avoid having to use my Cairo, and now I think I might have to use my Cairo. Is there anything like a knockback trap or something? I just need to get him away from me so he can step on that big landmine, and then I'll just throw something worthless at him. Pain sharing. Do I really want to waste my pain sharing? Staffs are really, really valuable in this dungeon because you start to realize traps are kind of like single use. Oh, I missed. I was going to confuse him and then hopefully I'd have a chance to get far away. Traps are like single use staffs, you know, you can only throw them for a single use. Or they're like staffs that are stationary. It's a very interesting item. I might as well just kill him now. Wasted my Cairo press. 21,600 though. Excellent. I guess I could try to get the multiplier up on him, but no. Not really gonna work, is it? So, a staff is incredibly useful because they're so rare. You really only get them from a shop. So any staff I have, I really want to conserve. I want to use traps first because they're single use. Man, the enemies just keep coming into this room. This is another example of tactical gameplay, though. There we go. Take that guy out. Confuse Roid Kitty. Roid Kitty would have thrown that Rhinodillo into me. I'm hoping he wanders onto the big landmine. Come on, Roid Kitty. But I can't get too close because if he steps on it, obviously I don't want to be anywhere near the big landmine. Alright, that was dangerous. There we go. I think I'm just gonna kill it. Yeah. Alright, he gave me 1,300 experience. That's significant. I should probably be taking off the trap armband if I don't have any multiplier on the enemy. So I thought it was only a few hundred, but 1,300 is quite a bit more than 1 experience. Another cool thing, you can see these monsters are hitting the traps and I'm seeing the messages on the... Hey, alright, talked about staffs being valuable. I'm definitely going to buy that staff unless they're just amazing items here. Anything I can sell? I have an extra hide shield, extra Minotaur axe, eat these herbs. Another valuable thing, getting your HP up to the max. So I really want my HP to be high, because my shield is pathetic compared to the level of these enemies. In case you're wondering why I have like 50 bajillion trap armbands, I would like to keep them if I somehow survive this. But mainly, if my trap armband gets cursed or destroyed, I am screwed. I need as many trap armbands as I can. That's why they're all in different jars too. Just as with Bufu's Cave and the Bufu's Cleaver, you need the special item in order to survive. Without traps, I am just toast because there aren't enough items to keep me alive. This is actually a pretty good preview of what it's like to be deep in Faye's final puzzle. Every turn turns into a fairly critical turn because the monsters are so powerful. And I have tons of gold. You can see I have over 10,000 gold, which is enough to buy almost any item, not every item. Remember the Scroll of Destruction was like 20,000. See, 3,000, nothing. I have 8,000 left. So you're kind of getting a little bit of a preview watching this. Hey, gray slime. Yeah, gray slimes also, I have to be really careful about. I gotta make sure I seal them all. You're getting a little bit of a preview of what it feels like to be deep in Faye's final puzzle. And I will get to Faye's final puzzle soon, don't you worry. I'm not gonna keep doing this if it lasts a long time. Although, I am just gonna let this episode play out. I really thought that I would be dead soon, but it seems like I'm not running into sleep radishes anymore. Alright, remember I said once I clean out the floor, I get all the useful traps? These are all really useful traps, and I need as many traps as possible because they get used up quickly. So I'm going to grab these traps and then skedaddle to the stairs as soon as possible. You saw though that I was reading the dialogue boxes of... Oh boy. I think I still have a sleeping trap. Yep. You saw, this is a good example too. The dialogue boxes of the monsters hitting the traps, that is a big clue as to where the monsters are in the level. You kind of have to memorize the location of all the traps so you can be like, oh yeah, there's a sleep radish over by that trap on that side of the map. And I remembered that sleeping gas trap from before. You have to know where all the traps are in case you need to lead a monster back to it. So again, it's almost like a totally different game I'm playing. I said before, no one likes to play a game. Well, look at this slowness trap, by the way. Is it easy to lead a monster across that trap? No, it's almost impossible. I'd have to come from the top and then go to the right. So I'm going to pick it up. If it was in a useful position, I wouldn't have picked it up. So again, I never even thought about traps strategically or tactically in that way before. But doing this dungeon, it forces you to think that way. I like it. Actually, I can't believe it. I used to hate Scroll Cave. I used to be like, oh my gosh, Scroll Cave, just get me out of here. I'm just trying to get a trap armband as soon as possible. But this is kind of fun. It's a little too exhausting to do all the time. So I think it's not gonna, it's in no danger of replacing Face Final Puzzle as my favorite dungeon in this entire game by far. But it might be second. I think it might be second. I don't know. We'll see how I feel after I do a deep run through Doofy's Cave. Maybe that'll be even more fun. Fluffy Bunny. Fluffy Bunnies are one of the few enemies that do not level up because they are consistently annoying. And really, how would they level up? How could a Fluffy Bunny ever kill something? I'd have to be confused. That should be one of the items on the adventure log. Got killed by a Fluffy Bunny. That'd be really hard to actually accomplish. There's no greater shame. What other enemy almost never kills you? I mean, mammals even kill you quite a bit if you get unlucky in the very beginning of the game. So really, yeah, Fluffy Bunny. I don't think I've ever been killed by a Fluffy Bunny. Can't say that about any other monster in this game. Couple mystery enemies over there. Let's see what they are. Oh, Roid Kitty. What is the other enemy? If it's something bad, I'm gonna put him to sleep. Oh, an army cock. You can see these army cocks have double speed and double attack, and they do a lot of damage. They are very, very dangerous. That's still only the level 3. I don't know. This is not a good situation. Roid Kitty's gonna throw the army cock at me pretty soon. Alright. I think I have to waste a Kyro Press. Yep. Every item in this dungeon is so precious. That's another thing I like. It really forces you to manage your resources carefully. And I've got a gray slime closing in. I need to resolve this situation quickly. I really would like this sleeping trap to be uncovered. Let's see, Pitfall Trap gets rid of all enemies in a hurry. I think I'm just gonna let that slime fall. Oh, excellent, didn't go away. Alright, there's nothing to throw me into, and perfect. Got that natural sleeping gas trap. That's gonna come in handy, I imagine. Oh no. Thank goodness. Yeah. He's sealed, but I'm just not gonna take any chances. I started talking about needing to use a monster scroll soon, and you can see there's a pretty good room for a monster scroll here. Surrounded. Yeah. That hermit is sealed. He can really just attack me, and he has a weak attack, so I'll take out Rondadillo first. It's like, hey buddy, pay attention to me. I'm old. Why aren't you paying attention to me? Alright. Oh, their sleeping animation's kind of cute. There is this nice big room, and it has a permanent sleeping gas trap. I think the traps in a room stay there, even if you use a monster scroll. So that would be nice to have. But you start to develop certain rules. Oh, this is not a good thing. I need to seal this slime. Let's see, I do have an unequipped trap. Now then, Most of the time it's better to set a trap on the ground than throw a trap. But I don't have a lot of traps left. And I don't want to risk attacking this slime though. I'm going to try to hit it. If you set it on the ground, at least you can use it more than once. And there's a guaranteed chance that it'll walk over it. So I probably should have set that in front of me, and then I don't think it would have attacked me, but I just didn't want to take the risk. Alright. I'm gonna let this slime fall. And then... it's awake. I think I can lead it back over. There we go. You can see how different it is fighting enemies when there's traps around. What was I talking about? Oh, this big room. It seems like that room at the top left would be perfect for a monster scroll, but you develop rules as you die in Shiren the Wanderer and face final puzzle. And one of my rules is, do not make a monster house on a floor with roid kitties. You saw earlier there was a roid kitty when I was fighting it with that level 3 army cock. No, 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 no. Oh no. See, if I go up, I'm gonna get hit by the landmine. Waste another trap. At some point here... Could slow it down, but would I have... I don't think I'd have enough turns to get up there. I guess I could try to confuse it. If I confuse it though, I might step on the landmine too. Ah, there we go. Hehehe. Once again, the switching staff comes in handy. Look at that. Look at that. I'd like to say I did that on purpose, but I really didn't think about it running away across the big landmine trap. Hopefully he won't wake up from his hallucinations. Oh, he's awake. This is like those cartoons where like your Tom is chasing Jerry down the hall, and then the next scene Jerry's chasing Tom down the hall, or a dog is chasing Tom. Alright, now I'm ready this time. Here we go. I probably should have let him... No, if he stepped on the big landmine, he would have been killed because he only had 1 HP. Alright. Good decision, Doofy. Yeah, one of my rules is never use a monster scroll on a floor with roid kitties, because a couple times a roid kitty has spawned right next to me and thrown me into the middle of the room and I've died. Or, as I've referenced at least a couple times before, my most hilarious death is a roid kitty throwing a Lilac into me from the other side of the room. I think I mentioned before that I ate my revival herb while I was hypnotized. There's no more horrible feeling than watching yourself eat the revival herb. You're like, oh, I'm hypnotized, but I'll be alright. Still got a revival herb. Nope, you just ate it. And then I ate it figuratively. So still roid kitty, so I'm still not safe to use my monster scroll, and I'm running kind of low on traps. I don't know, maybe death might be pretty close. As long as I don't run into a lot of those level 3 army cocks, those things are dangerous. They hit hard and they have double attack. These guys, I mean, they could break my jars, but I'll just put them to sleep. Another one, too. I can't really afford to do a stair run. I said before that I was under-leveled. If I was in Phase Final Puzzle, this wouldn't necessarily be under-leveled, because I'd have a lot more powerful items at this point. I might have a strengthening jar, so I might not have cracked open my strengthening jar yet, usually around this point in a typical Phase Final Puzzle winning run. But my items would be a lot more powerful, and these monsters, I don't know if they're this strong at this point in Phase Final Puzzle. I think they are. They're roughly similar. But 48 on floor 54, not that bad for Phase Final Puzzle. In this dungeon though, I can feel it because my equipment is so wimpy and my items are so scarce. I need to start gaining levels soon, or get a lot more items and traps. So I'm hoping that these roid kitties will run out soon. And as soon as I hit a floor where I don't see any roid kitties, I'm going to show you another trick if the trap is in a bad spot, you can use a pickaxe. And hopefully if it doesn't break, carve out a space so that you can lead the monsters over the trap. I think I'm going to try to finish this. I'll make a little loop. There we go. Now, this slowness trap is tactically useful, and I don't have to pick it up. Again, that's a weird technique I never would have even thought about if I had not gone through this dungeon. I really like discovering things in games, you know? I had always assumed that this was the easiest bonus dungeon and it was a failure. But I realize now, it's only a failure if you hate this kind of gameplay. If you like speedrunning Shiren, if you like sort of wild and crazy running through Shiren, never checking for traps, just kind of doing a semi-speedrun every time you play the game, taking a lot of risks basically, then A, you probably don't beat Phase Final Puzzle very often unless you get extremely lucky, but B, you're not gonna like going all the way through Scroll Cave. This is like the opposite of a speedrun. You have to think about every single turn. But if you kind of enjoy this, and part of me, you know, sometimes I'm in the mood for speedrun, sometimes I'm kind of in the mood for something like this. So I'm glad it's available. That one of the easiest bonus dungeons actually turns out to be probably the second hardest so far. And it's pretty cool. Now let me concentrate on actually surviving. The little landmine only takes away half his HP. So I'm going to take off the trap armband. I haven't done that in a while, if you've noticed. Because, oh my gosh, I'm getting so lucky. Not having any of my jars break. That log to the face trap over there isn't as useful as a knockback trap. Because you can't choose the direction that the monster will be knocked back. They're just knocked back in, you know, the reverse of whatever direction they're facing. So you can use it as a sort of poor man's knockback trap to get an enemy away from you that's approaching. But I prefer to pick up a knockback trap so I can use the trap I used on the Inbalun and slam them into the wall over and over. Alright, now that it's slowed down, it's just regular speed. Another cool thing I figured out is that you saw that little rubber chicken. If that rubber chicken, there, it just happened. If it steps on a big landmine trap, it actually turns into meat. It's like a roast chicken. It's like an Easter egg. I never knew until I did this dungeon. But rubber chickens on a big landmine trap turn into chicken meat. And that is very useful in a dungeon where food is hard to come by. Alright, I made it to a new tile set, floor 55. That is a good hint that maybe I am hitting a new set of monsters. One excellent thing about Shiren the Wanderer is that, oh, and a huge room. Alright, I think this is it. I think this is the room I am going to use to level up. Or die. It's always risky using a monster scroll. So this might be the end of the episode coming up on this floor. This strange spell is making me lose HP. I'm going to show you a cool meat technique. If you become a monster, you can see the spell is instantly broken. And oh, that reminds me, in Ravine of the Dead, you can also become a monster, walk over stairs, and check underfoot to see if it's actually a trap. So those are a couple of cool meat techniques. One of the great things about Shiren is that the monsters you encounter on each floor gradually change. A few get added, a couple get taken away, so each floor is a little bit different experience. But there are a few floors where most monsters change. And usually there is a corresponding change in the tile set. So I'm hoping that this change in tile set means that roid kitties are not showing up anymore. You can see these rhinodillers are still showing up though. So maybe roid kitties are here. I don't know. Knock this one backwards for a little while. I guess I could keep leading him over it. Oh no. Luckily I have a lot of HP. I have killed myself that way before. An enemy steps over a knockback trap, and instead of the wall, it hits you over and over, doing 5 damage every time. So if I only had like 30, 40 HP, I think early on in Scroll Cave I've killed myself by having an enemy be knocked back into me over and over. Kind of an embarrassing way to die, but certainly memorable. Alright, I've almost cleared out this floor. think I'm gonna check for a little bit more loot. And then I will let the monster house madness begin. Let me just make sure that there are no roid kitties on this floor. Gray slimes are bad, but there is this permanent ceiling trap here. So I think I'll be alright. I'll just lead them over that. I do have a chart in my perfect guide of all the monsters that show up on every floor, but I am not playing with that next to me. That would be kind of like cheating. I like to be surprised. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this showed up on the floor. When you're trying to beat Face Final Puzzle for the first time, sometimes if you die over and over and over, it is kind of helpful to cheat a little bit. I think I looked and saw which floors Sleep Radishes showed up on. I've forgotten now, but back in the day when I played Face Final Puzzle like daily, I knew, oh, okay, this is when I put on my sleepless armband, because on these floors, there are Sleep Radishes. So, I think on the wiki online, there's a guide, and also there might be a, no, there's no fact for Shiren the Wanderer, I don't think, on GameFAQs. But definitely on the wiki, there's a page somewhere that shows you all the monsters in Face Final Puzzle. That's useful to have the first time you run through, just so you aren't surprised as much. I'm going to try to clear out this floor of monsters as much as I can. Get a little bit more experience here before I set this monster trap. If you're watching this and you've never been deep in Face Final Puzzle and you're worried, you're thinking, oh my gosh, is this what Face Final Puzzle is like later on? Not exactly. It's similar, but Face Final Puzzle is more fast-paced than this. There is a lot of purse rummaging, but not quite this much. This is more slow-paced even than Face Final Puzzle at the end. And usually, starting around floors maybe mid-50s, 60s, around where I'm at, you're going to be cracking open your strengthening jar in Face Final Puzzle in a successful run. In most successful runs. One run I never found a strengthening jar and I made it all the way through, but that was a really weird run. In the typical Face Final Puzzle run, the game is going to become a lot more fast-paced around this point, because your equipment is just going to be amazing. But you never have amazing equipment here. Alright, I am preparing the arena. Once again, this is like a little mini barbecue. I'm going to use one of my monster scrolls. You never know what's going to happen after you read a monster scroll. Sometimes you're surrounded by really horrible, horrible monsters. But hopefully it won't happen. Let's see. I gotta mentally prepare myself. Go through my inventory, make sure I know what I have. This is where I really have to slow down and think about what I'm doing. If this goes correctly, I'm going to get a ton of experience on this floor and a lot of traps, because this is a pretty big room. Hopefully I'll even get some sweet, sweet loot. So I'll get 3 resources for the price of 1 scroll. Are you ready? Here goes nothing. Oh, a pitfall trap right next to me. That's cool. Wow. Well, that was fairly successful. Oh, did you see that? Monster stepped on a summons trap. No monster was summoned. That means that there are the maximum number of monsters on the floor. This room is so big. So let me count them for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ouch. 9, 10, 12, 13. Oh no. There is... there's a roid kitty in the room. Oh, I got so lucky. Can't believe I did that. If a roid kitty... That could have been my death. Alright, this makes me want to get out of this room as soon as possible. So, yeah, I'm just gonna get out. Alright, I need to... Maybe if I put a one-way trap at the door, but then it would vanish eventually. Oh, wait, duh. I'm thinking with traps. Just use my old-fashioned technique, my non-trap roadblock. Alright, now I'm safe. Oh, goodness. So there are roid kitties. That makes that monster house quite a bit more dangerous. Let me do a little bit of purse rummaging just to make sure I know what I have. I do not want to mess this up. I think I got quite a lot of stuff. The pain sharing, I think I'll be alright. Let me count these enemies real quick. 3, 4, 6, 14, that's not... Oh, but some of them fell down the pitfall trap. So yeah, I don't know what the max is. I think the max is around like 19, something around that. But I was at the max right after I used the scroll. You saw Summon Trap did not do anything. So that's one positive. I just need to make sure a Roid Kitty doesn't throw some slime into me or something. Speaking of which, here is a slime. Gotta seal it. What can I use? Yeah. I'll just get it down to 1 HP. There we go. Now though that went off, it's gonna be impossible to lead a monster over it. That wasn't a very smart thing to do. Hey, multiplication trap, just what I needed. Step on that. And let's see how many more there are. Oh yeah. Now this is looking pretty good. How am I doing on time? Oh boy, over 40 minutes. Alright, oh, this is bad. Yeah, I can take care of it. Alright, at this point, this episode is gonna turn into like a quasi-dragon barbecue because I'm gonna try to get as much experience as possible before the winds of Kron blow. And then I'm gonna pick up all the best traps. I'm gonna go to the next floor. And the chances of me dying now are pretty slim. I mean, there's Roid Kitties, but there's so many traps that I think I can survive. I've got all the traps I could ever want. If you want to stop watching at this point, that is fine, because I am going to let this episode keep running until I get close to an hour. And I'll just get as much experience as I possibly can. So this is going to be fairly elaborate, because I'm going to take my time and level up all of these guys on the multipliers. Look, they're both slowed down. This is wonderful. I'm going to get so much experience, it's not even going to be funny. I've done this, I wasn't recording obviously during the first 49 floors, but I already did this, I think twice before during this run. Oh, and leveled him up to a level 4 Roid Kitty. He lost his slowness though. This is a little dangerous. He can throw me all the way across the room. Whew. Alright, good. Slow him down. Alright, save again. I'll knock him back for a second. Ho ho ho! That log to the face leads to another log to the face by the wall. He is taking logs to the face like a champ. Look at that. Oh, I said before, log to the face was, oh my god. That Roid Kitty just took like 20 logs to the face and he's still alright. That thing is hardcore. I said before it was an automatic kill. Obviously if they have more than 100 HP, only 5 with each trap trigger, they can survive it. I can't believe that. Oh my god, he's still throwing things at me. I wonder if he gained all his HP back. I hope not. He can't level up, but he just killed an enemy. Sometimes when enemies, level 4 enemies kill another enemy, they make it all the way. I can get him on this big landmine, then he'll be back down. Ah! Doofy! Learn your lesson. Yeah, he got his HP back. He must have. No, he didn't. Okay, good. 48,000. That is so sweet. That one kill was all the experience I needed to get, but I am still going for more. I'm gonna be greedy. That's interesting. I thought when a level 4 enemy killed another enemy, it got all of its HP back. I don't know why I'm thinking that happened. It must have happened once. Why would I just randomly think that? Guybara's wandering around the monster house. Like, just another day in my life of looking for clay on floor 55 of Scroll Cave. Alright, I don't want him to fall down the pitfall trap. I'm trying to get him over. I'd really love to get him over to that... Oh no. I just realized that slime... that slime hit the log trap. And every time it gets hit by a log trap, there's a chance of it respawning. Or dividing into another slime. So now there's tons of slimes on this floor. Do I want it to fall? Yeah. That's a level 4 slime. It would strip my melds like crazy. I mean, I don't have melds. It would strip my axe like crazy. I think it would take off -3 to my axe and shield. I do not want that. I don't want this Renadilla to fall though. I really want to get his experience. He's already a level 7. I think I'll just kill it. Maybe more will show up later on. Come on. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's a sleeping trap. I could put it to sleep and kill it, but I'm gonna be greedy. I'm gonna try to confuse it. And then hope that I can get far enough away so that I can level it up even more. Listen to all those slimes hitting traps. I'm glad they're all getting sealed though. Alright, that's enough, Doofy. Alright, a bunch of sealed level 4 slimes. Because I use the Scroll of Chains though, I'm getting a lot of experience from everything. Because they're bound to have at least some multipliers on them, left on them by the time they get to me. I'm so scared of those slimes I don't even want to get close. I don't know how much damage they do when they attack. They can't slime me anymore because they're sealed. But I'll try to get their multipliers up before I kill them. What I really want to do is get back over to the west side of this room and use that log jam trap. If I can get some monsters to step on that log trap that aren't slimes, hopefully, I can get so much experience and they're permanent. I don't even have to do anything. All I have to do is just lead them over it. But first, I need to take care of all these monsters. 19, that's not so bad. I think... I really don't want to waste a Cairo. I can't get onto this pitfall trap. I can't use that pitfall trap. I think... I could make that pitfall trap usable though. Like I did with the slowness trap. I could use my pickaxe. And then I'd have a surefire way to get rid of anything. But what if my pickaxe breaks? Yeah, it's not worth it. So I'll just keep that in my mind, you know. If I really get in trouble, I'll use the pickaxe and use that other pitfall trap. But right now, just gonna get back over to that log. Just gotta fight my way through these slimes that are sealed without wasting a Cairo. He's slowed down, he's confused and sealed, and that multiplier 13. I think I'll be alright. Problem with it being confused is I don't know, I can't lead it across the room like I could with the one that was just slowed down. Alright, come on Mr. Slime. Say hello to my axe. An axe against a slime, it doesn't seem like it would do much. But then again, a sword hurts slimes too. I guess there is some, they have some organ somewhere, they're not just solid slime. Oh, one left. Alright, now I am good to go. Let me see what kind of scroll this is. Scroll of Identity, very nice. Scroll of Identity, actually, I'm probably going to use those on my staffs because it's really useful to know how many charges are left on a staff. Another jar of holding. Oh, I'm gonna have nothing but jars of holding. That's another way this is similar to the end of a Face Final puzzle run. I have a ton of storage jars. There are so many excellent traps in this room. But the best has to be those 2 log to the faces. Ah. Alright. Am I ever gonna make it back over there? Look at that wall of traps. They're not gonna be able to make it past there. This room is really nice. I better hurry up before the Winds of Kron grow though. I'm not gonna get any more experience. I really would like to have that jar. I think I've got a 3-slot, yeah. So I'm just gonna break this 3-slot jar of holding because I would really prefer to have more variety in my items. That jar of hiding could save my buttocks in a jam. Alright, let's see. Put that away till I'm at full HP. And the quality of loot in Scroll Cave is not that great. I think the range of items you find is fairly limited in comparison to Face Final Puzzle. Face Final Puzzle Monster House, you can find some incredibly awesome loot, including a strengthening jar. Oh, what is it with all these slimes? What I really would like is a nice juicy Rhinodillo or even a sealed Roid Kitty. Would be good enough. Come on. Oh, why did I do that? Oh well. Could have potentially split, but luckily it had already stepped on the big landmine trap. And this guy stole some gold. Oh, a dragon! That guy will give me plenty of experience. That was nice to know. So just have to lead this dragon over the log to the face. Hehe. Slow down in case I do something really dumb. And now, what I have to do is get to step on the... wrong direction. Alright, so I can just eat a couple attacks, I guess. There we go. Yeah. Get it down. Oops. Oh! Might as well get the multiplier up to 20 this way, although this isn't quite as fast. This is another easy way with a single trap. I said a long time ago when I was in Scroll Cave you could use a one-way trap, get the multiplier up. If you have a scroll of chains, obviously I could do that over and over and get it up to 20 just with that one trap. But I'm wasting a lot of turns, so what I really would like to do is get it onto this log to the face, walking to the right. And now, ho-ho! A lot of, quote, hardcore gamers that would never be able to survive in Face Final Puzzle, by the way. Look at the 16-bit graphics of Shiren the Wanderer, and they assume it's a children's game. This is an incredibly brutal game. In what other game do you repeatedly slam a monster into a wall with a giant log over and over? Just imagine that. Do you have an imagination? Can you imagine a monster getting slammed into a wall by a log 20 times in a row until sometimes it dies? It's just a horrible, horrible thing to do. Ugh, it's grisly, but I love it because it gives me experience. Alright, oh boy. Now I'm losing HP. Okay, this Rhinodillo is sealed, so I'm gonna go ahead and lead him across my trusty log to the face trap. Going down. And then, let's see. Quit that, Fog Hermit. How am I gonna do it now? Let's see. You know what I need to do? I need to take out the Fog Hermit first. I can get rid of this freaking strange spell. Rhinodillo, stay out of the way just for a sec. There we go. Ho ho, Mr. Hermit. Serves you right for casting your strange spell on me. Just 13,000. So sweet. Alright, now I gotta get Rhinodillo back over it. I think I'll be alright. I am losing HP, but I have so much HP. That spell, it's the opposite of Threatened Inversion. It's not really that dangerous. I think at higher levels, those Fog Hermits spells should do more. They should be able to hit you like, let's say like it hit me several times in a row. It should do an additional HP every turn. So I should be losing like 4 or 5 HP every turn now instead of just 1. Rhinodillo is already almost dead. I did all that for nothing. Guess I might as well look for some good traps here. I don't want to be... Oh, another dragon. I know just the trap for you, Mr. Dragon. Multiple log to the face. Too bad. That's a terrible thing to say. I was going to say, too bad I can't lead Garbara over the log to the face. Log to the face. It's a log jam jamboree. It's a log party. 60,800. And the best thing is I don't think I'm eating up any turns because I can't move. So that's like a way to get up a lot of experience without using any turns. I have almost gotten my level up to the floor level, which is ludicrous. At this high a floor to actually be almost at the same level. I'm at level 54, floor 55. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up these useful traps because I think surely Kron's winds will blow soon. And I'm gonna be stuck somewhere bad, and I can't take the risk of running. Oh, there we go, right on schedule. Can't take the risk of Roid Kitty throwing me far away and then me starving to, or running out of time. So I'm gonna grab all these useful traps. Oh my gosh, at the beginning of this episode, when I was on floor 50, I thought I was gonna die soon. You saw, it's taken me almost an hour to get 5 floors. And most of it was on this floor. This is what you do in Scroll Cave. I'm gonna save, because I'm almost at an hour. I'll go ahead and see what's on the next floor. Skybara next to me again. If you watch this, congratulations, you are the supreme Shiren nerd. Next episode, though, I am going to keep recording this run, but I'm not going to play it next episode. Next episode, we'll be back to whatever I was doing before this episode. I think I'll make this 65. So I'll see you then in 66. Bye-bye. It's time. I've got nothing to lose. To go through the dungeon all the way, I'll have to be risky when I play. Because I can't continue being forced to choose which traps to drop and which to throw. Soon I'll have nothing anymore. Monster Scroll, please save me in these desperate times.
He's taking logs to the face like a champ. Look at that.